Hey everyone, welcome to my first video on this YouTube channel where I'll be trading a funded Apex Trader account starting at $50,000. So for those of you who don't know, Apex Trader is a prop trading firm where, after you pass an evaluation account to prove that you can be a profitable trader, you can trade with the firm's money and keep most of the profits for yourself. So I'll leave some more details in the description for those of you who want to look more into that. But anyway, so we'll be trading E-Mini S&P futures using supply and demand as the primary strategy. And I'll be using a few other indicators for confluence and just, to confirm entries and such. And we'll get into some of these other indicators as we recap today's trades. So basically, this channel is meant to document every single trade I take on this funded account. And hopefully we'll see this thing grow using sound trading strategies. And so I plan to show the account balance and total profit and loss, as you can see on the bottom here. I plan to show this in all my videos, so it'll be easy for y'all to follow along on this trading journey. All right, enough intro. Let's get into the first trade of the day. All right, so we're looking at a S&P futures 5-minute chart on TradingView. I placed a sell order in a supply zone that I drew based off of a pre-market action. I also saw that stochastic RSI at the bottom there was also showing that it was overbought. This was in confluence with the supply zone, and so I have a limit sell at 3903.50, and I'll speed up the clips to kind of fast forward to when it gets filled. And so we do get filled here, and as soon as we get filled, I feel pretty bad about it. Pretty much just shoots straight through, gets stopped out almost immediately. And so yeah, my first trade on the account is unfortunately a $229 loss. The way I have my scalp set up is that each trade I'll have a 4-point stop loss and a 5-point take profit. So what that means is if I lose a trade, I'll lose $200, and if I win a trade, I'll win $250. So in this case, the total loss did end up being a little more than $200 just because price moved through my stop loss so quickly. There was a little bit of slippage. So as for the trade itself, I don't think there's too much to take away from here. I think this is a valid supply zone. My entry was just a little too early. All right, so this happens just seconds after I get stopped out of the last trade. Same supply zone, same conditions, stochastic RSI is oversold. Just taking another stab at a short a little deeper into the supply zone. So this time my limit sell is at 3908.50. So I end up being in this trade for a little longer than expected. The top of the supply zone does seem to be holding, so I put another limit sell at 3909.50. And so now I have two contracts. So I end up adjusting my stop loss and take profit since my cost basis has changed. And generally, I'll only double down like this in large supplier demand zones. So I'll let the trade play out, but sellers do come through and I end up booking a $350 win on this trade. All right, trade number 3. So again, we're in the same supply zone. Stochastic RSI is now even more overbought. Let's try to short the supply zone for a third time. So I put a limit sell at 3909.50. Sometimes price will wick past a zone before getting pulled back in, but not this time. Price ends up flying through the supply zone and invalidates it. So in hindsight, this was a horrible trade. The strong green candlesticks showed how strong the buyers were, and it looks like an uptrend is being established on the day. So after this quick loss, I am now net negative on the day once again. So this next trade, number 4, is probably a bit of a tilt revenge trade, as I saw sellers step in right after I got stopped out of the last trade. So I saw that the price was beginning to consolidate and buyers were losing steam, so I decided to go short at 3910.50. I also tried selling another contract at 3913.50, but it never got there before dropping and hitting my 5-point take profit level. So as you can see, this trade lasts for a while, which is not ideal for scalping. I shouldn't even have taken this short trade in the first place since we weren't technically in a supply zone. I ended up lowering my stop loss because I was getting a bit nervous, but sellers finally did show up. So I'm back to positive on the day, and this mini sell-off actually made me look for a potential supply zone that seemed to be created at yesterday's high, and so I added this to my chart. Alright, trade number 5. We're now in this newly drawn supply zone. Price is creeping back up. Stochastic RSI is still overbought, so I decided to go short again at 39.1250. So I see price bounce off 39.0850 twice, and I get a little spooked, so I end up lowering my stop loss to 39.1050 and just end up booking a $100 profit on this one. This turned out to be the right move though, because price ends up smashing through the supply zone as well. Buyers are clearly in control this morning. So after the last trade, I actually encountered an annoying technical error where NinjaTrader disconnected from my Apex account. It basically wouldn't let me cancel an order that I placed, and by the time I was able to reconnect, it had already executed, and so I just immediately closed it for a loss. So that's why my account balance went from 50,255 to 50,198. I also tweaked the interface a bit so that the trade details are more visible. Now on to trade 6. The S&P futures have sold off a bit and bounced off the bottom VWAP band. Price is pushed above both the 21 EMA and VWAP, and I see that they're both converging and price is retracing back into them. So price has been making higher lows and higher highs today, so we are in an uptrend, especially considering the strong buyers from the morning. So I put a limit buy order here right where the VWAP and 21 EMA are converging. This trade isn't really much of a sweat at all. I get filled and price immediately bounces off these support levels. I am a little wary of 3900 being a resistance level due to the nice round number, so I scalp out at 3998.50, a quick profit of $175. Trade 7 was a total opposite of trade 6. It looked like price was respecting the VWAP levels, bounced off the lower band, retraced, and bounced off VWAP twice. Stochastic RSI was also now overbought, so I decided to go short at the upper VWAP band at 39.0750. This trade also lasts quite a while, so I'm going to cut some of it out, but it never had a chance. Price pushed through without any resistance, and I eventually get stopped out for a $200 loss. In hindsight, I should have seen that the accumulation distribution line had a bullish divergence, as it was making higher highs when price was making lower highs. A sign that buyers are accumulating, and I shouldn't have tried going short here, especially since it was outside of a supply zone, so there was a low chance of sellers showing up here. So last trade of the day, and I decided that this one must be in a supply or demand zone. I reviewed the day's price action and noticed that a supply zone was created as a result of the late morning sell-off, so I submit a limit sell at 39.1450 and plan to add to my position if price starts pushing deeper into the supply zone. So this ends up happening, and I add another sell at 39.1750, which ends up getting filled. So now I'm definitely seeing sellers start to step in here. So I actually put another sell order at 39.21 to play a potential double top. But price never gets there, and I end up booking a $300 profit when sellers begin to push price out of the supply zone. So I just wanted to show the price action for the rest of the day. Supply zone held and price dipped a bit before finding support at VWAP. Overall, I'm definitely happy to have a profitable first trading day, especially with the NinjaTrader connection issues. I was able to grow the account from $50,000 to $50,457. I do think I overtraded a little. I took a total of 8 trades, and some of them could have had better setups. So next week I'll be looking to be more selective. I'll take less trades, and this will also mean less time editing these videos, which take a lot longer than I thought. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or tips on how to improve these trade recap videos, please leave a comment. Would greatly appreciate a thumbs up, and subscribe to follow along on our journey to the moon.